Initiate scan. Acquiring. Acquired. Personnel located. Factory rendered inoperable. Proceed north to Big Gun area. Infiltrate and destroy strong main reactor.
Welcome back to my 100% playthrough of Quake 2 on the Nightmare difficulty playthrough Kex Quake 2. We're doing all units with a clean start, and this is the 6th one. Power and cooling. Let's go. If you look down, you'll see a tank commander. We're just going to ignore him for the time being. Yeah, we saw him in the 3rd unit at the near end there for like a total of like, what, 3 seconds? We might see him a little bit more this episode. For now, though, we're just going to kill every single berserker we see. And they're going to jump a gazillion miles just to meet you. Boy, I sure hope that gets nerfed. But anyways, we're going to shoot this flickering light here to get the secret with 2 medkits, adrenaline, and that should be it. Anyways, when we go down the stairs, either way, we're going to be introduced to the Iron Maidens. If you ever needed proof that Paul Steed worked on this game, this is it. Anyways, let's blow up these barrels, and then blow up this berserker with his ridiculous shockwave range. Because we're going to need a weapon to help deal with the tank commander. And I think we just found it. Here it is, the BFG 10,000. We're not going to use it just yet against these low lifes. I'll use it for a big boy. Anyways, when we go around here, we can grab the body armor. And now, I'm going to drop down here because I don't really care. But I do care about fighting this big fella. Alright, with the BFG 10,000 in hand, we're going to fire right at him. Because I just don't care about him. Look at the thing go. Absolutely destroyed. What a nincompoop. Yeah, so if you saw how the BFG was firing all those little shots, yeah, it's basically how the BFG functions in literally any game aside from Classic Doom. This is the originator of the modern BFG as we know it. Anyways, when we go into here, we'll deal with a berserker. Nothing new there. But when we go back out through here, after a certain point, I believe, when you grab the chain gun, the Iron Maids will appear from this area. We're going to clear them out before they even have a chance to fight back. And in the little area they were at is an invulnerability, so pick that up. Anyways. Another berserker. Another berserker. We're just gonna super shotgun them. And you too, Mr. Icarus. Let's go down here. And deal with these two. A gladiator and a berserker. Of course, they're gonna do their little in-fight routine. And the berserker one, because I was fighting the gladiator first. But anyways, there's lots of ammo you can grab in this area. And once your kills are 22 out of 24, when you're setting up here, the last 2 will be these Icaruses. Whatever plural you want to use for these guys, you want to make them dead either way. So just kill them, fellas. And that should be it. You got the one secret. Going through the store gets you the 2nd goal. So you're good to go. So let's go into this area. Fight the gunners. And there we go. Let's fight this big boy. And this one too. There we go. There's some more gladiators here as well on the other side. We're gonna deal with them right now. And you know what? Yeah, we are doing the railgun duels. And of course we win. Anyways, you can't go through the store yet. You need a data CD for it. So we're gonna go get that by going through this one. First thing first, you know how it is. Berserkers. And more of them. And more of them. And more of them. They always do their little line. But there's Iron Maidens here too. Look, they're gonna get into a little infight. Yeah, wrestle. And the winner is me. And it's also very nice to line these enemies up so you can potentially get a nice double kill with one shot. Now the railgun is nerfed in the re-release version of Quake 2, so it'll take a little bit longer to kill them and the firing is rather slow, but it still works. Anyways, let's get rid of this fella. And the Iron Maidens. And we grabbed the data CD from the area with the water there. And after killing the Iron Maidens, we can grab all this stuff here. And we're gonna go back up through here because we're gonna check this place out and finally open this door. There's the Berserker, and when you go through this area, you'll have to deal with some flyers too. They seem to only really appear whenever you open that up. Berserkers doing their funny jumps as usual. Ridiculously long jumps, but whatever. Funny thing about this gladiator right here is that he drops a quad damage, which we can use soon enough. First things first, I'm going to deal with this gladiator. And there we go. So, if you look here, you'll see some lasers. You can play Mission Improbable with them if you want, but I'm going to also just activate the quad damage, the invuln, and the adrenaline to kill everything in this room. And then we can go up here, mine the flyers, just gun them down with whatever weapon you want. I'm going to use a rocket launcher for these two, and for you, a railgun for you. And let's go down in here and break out the rocket launcher again to blow these things up. You too. And also you. Bye-bye. Anyways, grabbing some shells and also going over here to use the button to release the locks to the reactor core. Just like that. I'm also going down here to deal with these fellas. You know, berserkers and whatnot. I'm going to shoot this to reveal this secret area, which will give you adrenaline and armor shards to the left and right of you. There's also something else I want to do. First off, I want to make sure I have the ammo for it, which I do. I'm going to use the Hyper Blaster to kill this fella. And then go down here, deal with this Iron Maiden. There's a BFG 10,000 here as well. But I'm not going to use it yet. Instead, I'm going to kill all the flyers with the Hyper Blaster. It's been a while since I've actually used this very extensively. I blame the power shield, but whatever. Should be 3 enemies left at this point. After dealing with all the reactor core lock exposing and all that other stuff. When you try to go here, you can't really do that yet because access to toxic waste dump denied. But we went here just to clean this up in advance. Otherwise, we would have to deal with these enemies later on. So, better to get it out of the way now. Anyways, there's lots of health to go around. Some shells too. I'm gonna pick them up. Let's not go into the water. Instead, let's go over here and deal with these fellas. There we go. And there's one more. Yeah, another gunner. 3 gunners. So, once they're all gone dead, you can go into here. So let's grab all the stuff we can in this area. And then make our way down. I'm gonna use the chain gun to deal with these fellas. Or at least that one. And you know what? Railgun for you. Railgun for you. And I missed that shot. Sad. But whatever. Let's grab the chain gun. And push the button to continue on. Now you can go down there, but I'm gonna hold off from that. Because I want to go into this area and clear out these enemies in advance. Otherwise they will be rather inconvenient to deal with later. And you know what? Skip encounter. Skip encounter. Very overkill, but that's just the way I like it. So after dealing with all these enemies in this area, when you go back, you have to deal with some Icarai, Saurus, whatever you want to call them. Either way, just shoot them with whatever weapon you want. I like to use a railgun on them because they're rather slow-moving targets, and the railgun can take them down in 3 shots. Anyways, let's drop down into this area, line these guys up, and you can get them down in 2 shots. Over here are some bonuses you can pick up, which are very nice to have. And let's just wander around, mosey about, back and forth. And drop down here after going through that half-pipe area. To get the secret adrenaline, I'm going to grab the adrenaline that I already had to use it. And then we can go here and deal with the Iron Maidens. I'm going to surface up as well. Come on, woman. You want to wrestle with me? I don't think so. There's another Hyper Blaster, and at the end of this little half-pipe area is this area. So, I'm going to ride up this elevator lip thingy and fight some more Berserkers. Let's get rid of all of them, just like that. That works for me. Anyways, down here, you can drop down, then jump across. I'm going to use the adrenaline just to make sure. And get that secret mega health. Now let's surface up. You can grab the rockets right around here as well, if you happen to need them. But when that's all said and done, we can go here and deal with this gunner. Just absolutely destroy him. Destroy his family. And we should be good. You can grab some grenades down here if you happen to need those, but I'm already stocked up. But maybe I should use them in this next encounter. Yeah, that works. And we spun the wheel, which means this piston is moving. And we can ride this piston up. But first things first, you want to get rid of as many enemies as you can. Let's ride the piston, go here, deal with the Iron Maidens. That one stung quite a bit, but whatever. Pushing the button will move these other pistons, but before we ride them, we're getting this secret. With armor, quad damage, and more stuff for your railgun. Very nice. Anyways. Let's ride up. Just like that. And we should be good to go. That should be all 3 secrets, by the way. So after dealing with these 2 nincompoops, we can go up here. And I'm going to use the skip encounter button again. Or at least trivialize encounter button. There were 2 gunners here. Emphasis on were. Anyways, before you go down this half pipe, you want to go into this area, grab the armor shards. And when you do that, you'll have to fight a few Icaruses. Whatever you call them in plural. I mean, Icarus is like a Latinized version of a Greek name, right? So, it wouldn't be too out of character to call them Icari. Anyways, let's go down and let's overkill this fella. And look at that, we scuffed up the other fellas as a result of that too. So, that should be all the enemies. You can grab whatever you want in this area if you happen to need it. Drop down here when all else is said and done. And now we can go into this area. So here we go. So this should be back into the reactor, yes. So, after dealing with the coolant area, we can finally go into the toxic waste dump. We have 2 pumping stations to activate in that area, so we are going to do just that. But first things first, we have to get to it. And again, it's right back here. So let's drop down the pipe. Just like Crash Bandicoot. And we can make our way into this area. And deal with this big boy. What a surprise. It's another one of these fellas. There's a gunner here. Felt nice to jib him. And also around here, you can grab the grenade launcher and deal with the Iron Maidens in this little area. Mind the amount of damage they can potentially do to you. Gumpy bastards too. Come on. Try dodging in this narrow hallway. There's only so much dodging you can do. There we go. Oh, I'm missing. Alright, we got it all cleared out for the time being, but when we go over here, we'll find a few soldiers and a tank in the distance. I was firing some grenades their way. Yeah, he's right around there, but whenever we go up this way completely, we'll have to deal with more berserkers. But at this point, they're slim pickings, right? I'd say so. Anyways, let's deal with this big boy. There we go. I'm gonna break out the big guns. Of course, I was already using a big gun on these fellas, but we're using a chain gun on them. If you need ammo, there's an ammo pack right there. It'll raise your limit. It's very nice. When we go out here, we'll have to deal with these fellas. Berserkers and the Iron Maidens. At this point, this is not a surprising combo. Just mind their rocket attacks, of course. That should go without saying, but some people aren't mindful. Anyways, now that they're all good and dead, we can mosey on over around here, grab all this ammo, and get rid of this gladiator. Come on, let's fight. Come on, big boy. There'd be some gunners and a soldier in the distance. Soldier just kind of stands there, interestingly enough, so you can just do that to him. There's 2 Iron Maidens guarding this door. You can basically get the drop on them by firing from this distance. Which means you might get that delicious sneak attack bonus on them. But of course, you'll have to fight the Icarusosaurus Rex duo. as well. Anyways, in here, we're going to deal with Berserker and an Icarus. And here's an environment suit. Make sure you grab that. We're going to use that very soon. For multiple things, as a matter of fact. First thing first, we're going to use it right now. And go for a swim. So here's a secret in Vuln. Make sure you grab it as quickly as you can and then make your way out of here. And then mosey on over into this area. Let's do some funny jumps. And here's another secret area with another environment suit. You might be able to even save it up. But either way, you're going to have to drop down here. And do a little backtracking. So once you're done with your little backtracking adventure, you can go into this area finally. Or you could go here and advance. Either way, you want to go here and get rid of all the enemies. Blow up these barrels to reveal this area. Push the button to get access to Pumping Station 1. And when you do, of course, you'll have to fight more of these flying bastards. And there we go. Everything is dead except for 20 enemies. 41 out of 61 at this point. Before you drop down into this area should be the ideal amount of enemies you have killed. So we are good on that front. So let's drop down at last and gun these gunners down before they gun you down. Just like that. Come on. Absolutely decimated. Anyways, into Pumping Station 1 we go. And I'm going to use the quad damage. There ain't nothing these fellas can do about it. What do you think about that, Mr. Gladiator? Yeah, you aren't doing much thinking at all, aren't you? God, neither am I. There's some berserkers here, but we got the quad damage, so we're just nailing them down. I'm going to shoot this thing right here to blow this up. Grab this adrenaline. First, I'm going to have to use the adrenaline I already have. And let's deal with the remaining enemies just like that. Oh yeah, there's still one more gunner. Forgot about you, because you didn't show up till now. You're dealing a lot of damage to me, though. How rude. Anyways, I'm going to blow this pipe up. And we're going to go into it later. For now, we're dealing with these big boys. And of course, they still hurt like a truck. They hit really freaking hard. But it's all good, because we got the rocket launcher, they don't. They have a rail gun. I say, pick up a wheel gun. Not a whale gun. And this guy's trying to be funny with his little dodges. Doesn't work that way. Anyways, we activated the pumping station, so our primary objective for this area, or rather the secondary one for the whole unit, is done. So let's drop down to this area and go for a swim in what appears to be the clearest water I've seen yet in the entire planet. Some technicians will try to inconvenience you, but you just blow them up. If a technician you says you have problems with your wiring, you just blow them up. If you're having connectivity issues with your microphone like I was for the past few videos, and probably might still have, you just blow the technician up if he says anything about it. Anyways, shoot that right there. And then surface up this area, because this one is misleading most of the time for me. After shooting both of these grates, you will get a secret quad damage. That's why I picked it up earlier. Let's get some good lined up shots. There we go. Beautiful. Simply beautiful. Marvelous, right? I'd say so. And that should be all the enemies. And also over here, some combat armor. Nice stuff to have. Anyways, let's drop down here. And go into the next pumping station. And immediately I'm going to break out the quad damage. Just like that. Come on, Mr. Potato Head. Let's fight. And you too. If you shoot this, you can get the secret body armor. And yes, it actually tags in a re-release, so some purists are going to be super pissed off about that. We're going to deal with these tanks with the quad damage while we still have it. Very important to do so. If you want, you can rocket jump into this area, but I'm just going to use this pump. And we'll be back here later. For now, though, we're going down into here. And see that BFG? We're not going to grab it just yet. Not yet. Instead, we're going to go here and grab this adrenaline secret. And I'll save it for later. I'm actually going to use that environment suit I had earlier. You can alternatively use the invulnerability if you really feel like it, but maybe I do. In fact, yeah, you know what? I do feel like using the invulnerability. What are you going to do about it, huh? No, I won't allow you to damage me. You aren't allowed. By the way, another ammo pack. Now the reason why I'm using the invulnerability here is because when we blow this up and actually are able to go into it, you can get another invulnerability. Yippee! So now we have that. We can go up here and deal with these fellas. Blow them all up. Gun them all down. Blow them up, gun them down. You know how it is. So we have the blue key, which means we can open the blue door. Now where is this blue door, you ask? Well, let me show you. You know that secret that's now accessible? Or rather, taggable? Right here. Ow. Well, now's a good time to use that, adrenaline. Benefit of it being a usable item rather than a, thing that's used immediately. Dealing a lot of damage to me, too. Then again, I am playing rather recklessly. But that's fine. There's some medkits here. You don't need health anyway. It's overrated. You want health. Anyways, after grabbing that environment suit, you'll have to fight some gunners, or at least one gunner and a few technicians. Just damaging them by lining them up at the perfect spots. And also over here, we're gonna use the environment suit that we just got from this area to get this not-so-secret body armor, which is still nice to have either way. Alright, just about everything here is dead, so there are only 3 enemies remaining. But also, around here, is the secret. And there should be 3 enemies. I believe they might be down here, because I didn't grab the BFG yet. No, I did grab the BFG, I just didn't fully wake them up until going into this area. That's fine. Because I can show you another way back through this area, anyway. Or rather, a place to make a health. Which isn't a secret. I actually forgot about that mega health being there. But good thing I showed you where it was. So now you know, and now I know. Now we both know. Now we both remember. We're probably gonna need it for a little dip in the slime there. But we got all the kills and all the secrets, so let's go into this area, which will lead back into this one. And you know what? I'm gonna use the invulnerability and the quad damage, and there's a BFT right here, so I'm gonna overkill these fellas. Yeah, they knocked me into the slime, but you know what? I'm surprised you survived that, big boy. But nobody else is gonna survive this rampage. Look at you. 3 enemies left. And they're all soldiers. And there we go. Now we can finally go through the store. Because if you tried to go through it earlier, it would have been inaccessible. It just wouldn't open. It'd just say access denied or something like that. But we're smarter than that. Anyways, we killed everything in this area. And as you can see, all of our pumping has replaced the coolant with toxic waste. So that means this is going to blow up. Now, instead of going into this area, I'm going to show you something in this one real quick. And that means we're going to have to do the maximum amount of backtracking. But I can assure you, it's all worth it. So, don't mind the silence. I promise this time I'm not cutting out. I'll have the up sounds distorted. But anyways, as you can see, this area in the water is now open. It opens up after you deal with the whole, basically the whole unit. So, just shoot this, and there he is. The dope fish lives again. Now this is interesting, because in the original Quake 2 release, the dope fish was on a hook and gutted out. You know, because Adrian Carmack made the art for this game. And it said something like, the Zionist law. And that was apparently mocking Jami Rami. Or something like that. Well, that's just about all I wanted to show you in that area. And now we can finally exit the unit. With a fall. And there we go. That's Unit 6 power and cooling. And as you can see, it's quite a longer one compared to the previous one. Coming in at nearly 33 minutes of gameplay. Yeah, I guess it's that long to make up for the previous one being so short. But it's still a fun one nonetheless. Fun enough to the point where I replayed this entire unit after doing a previous recording. The one thing I forgot to do in that previous recording, though, was Joe the Dopefish. Which is a shame. Because I showed the previous Easter egg. With the rubber ducky and the Willets pod. And all that stuff like that. I didn't show the Dopefish when I was recording this for the first time. So I re-recorded it. But anyways, hopefully the microphone situation has been addressed. Again, it was just cutting out at random times. I hope it didn't do it any time during this video. Because I was messing with the kilohertz settings on it. And that probably screwed things up as well. but I was trying to get things set to the way they were because I reset my PC a few days ago. Or rather a week ago at this point. Over a week even. So I had to fiddle with my settings again to get them all right. And I think we finally got it to the point where things are going to be normal again. And perhaps even better if there are no more cutouts, because I also adjusted the offset of the synchronization, because there's latency between my audio interface and the computer itself and the microphone and all that stuff. So I adjusted that too. So hopefully every noise I make will be more or less in sync with what I'm actually doing, because you might have seen a few times, or rather heard, that I was a little delayed in my commentary. Now, I am naturally delayed a little bit because I'm processing all this information and trying to get it through to you in a rather comprehensive manner, but hopefully it should be better. But anyways, that's enough rambling about me. This was a fun unit to do. So fun that I did it twice, and I think I did it better than before. So, that's it for this video. Stay tuned for the next one. We're going to Unit 7, which is the big gun. But until then, I'll see you when I see ya. So, see ya!